Good evening. Hi. Hi. Before I even say anything about this sketchy word fortune, I want to just thank House of SpeakEasy and all of you for being here. And if we can just do a round of applause for House of SpeakEasy. We should clap for like 10 more minutes. No, it's fabulous to come back and be here in this space and to just look out and know that I am surrounded with my kind. How often does that happen? So I will get on with it and talk to you about fortune's favor. When I was invited by Aaron and Amanda and Lucas to talk about fortune's favor, I thought, oh my God, this is not a time in my life where fortune's favor is doing me any good, I have to tell you. And this kind of word and this idea, and it's for the bold and stuff, it feels like a Nike commercial, but I didn't get the endorsement. So I really had to push and think about fortune's favor and fortune and what it means. And I loved hearing Jonathan and I loved hearing Hannah speak in these different ways of coming toward this word and this idea and what it might mean. I definitely won't even attempt any kind of intelligent definition, but what I'd like to do is share two things that I found about fortune that I feel I might really speak from my guts and my heart, because those are the things that guide me, my instincts in everything I do and how I see the world. So I will look at this paper a lot because I'm nervous, and all of you have had much more alcohol than me. And then sometimes I'll just be like, can you just clap? We'll get along just fine. So I'm going to begin. There's a quote by Toni Morrison. Now you should definitely clap, not for me. Toni Morrison. She has this quote, which is, "It is sheer good fortune to miss somebody long before they leave you." I think it's amazing. It's from her novel, Sula. Clap again. Sula. Great. And I want to tell you a story about that, and it's going to connect to a different kind of angle of fortune. And then I'm going to join the ranks with you and toast to this amazing, amazing experience we're having tonight. So, it is sheer good fortune to miss somebody long before they leave you. So, I'm going back. I'm a baby poet, which means I'm completely broke. I can't afford a therapist yet, and I have really great friends, and we travel around in New York in packs. We're at the KGB, we're out on the corner, we're raising hell, and we're amazing, and we're luminous, and we're vulnerable, and we have shit to say. So, October 2012, I'm heading down to Virginia Tech. I have a car, I have access to a car and gas money, which is great, maybe some food. And I've got a poet buddy with me who has since been abandoned, but that's what happens with poets. As Lucas mentioned, I'm now a novelist, please note that. Anyway, I'm heading down to Virginia Tech because there is an event there happening called Sheer Good Fortune. Sheer Good Fortune was an event that was held at Virginia Tech, and it was co-hosted by, and I'm going to name drop stuff, but like that's not me because I'm a novelist now, so. This wonderful, magical event was co-hosted by Nikki Giovanni and Maya Angelou. Yes, clap. And a wonderful woman named Dr. Joanne Gabin. And so Nikki Giovanni and Joanne Gabin, Dr. Gabin, are still here, I'm happy to say. And Maya Angelou would be here with her throaty chuckle and doing a much better job than me right now, but she's here. And so what they wanted to do was give flowers, early flowers, to one of their dear friends, Toni Morrison. So I'm heading to Virginia because it's going to be fucking Toni Morrison and it's Maya Angelou and who knows who else is going to show up here, but I'm a baby poet and I need to be here. I head to Virginia. I'm there. I'm trying to survive. It's hard. I have just graduated 5 years ago from Sarah Lawrence College. And if you want to talk about fortune, talk about student debt, which is real. So there's that. But I have to be here, and I have to see what's going down with the poets, particularly the Black poets. I hear that there's a green room in this auditorium where we will see Toni Morrison on stage, and I think, time for me to crash. I do this a lot. I get down to this part of the auditorium behind. There's a school. It's like a middle-age school, elementary school. You come in, the ceiling kind of short and low. It reduces you to how you really ought to feel. Shiny, checkered floors. It's that hallway. It's the metallic lockers where people used to throw you into and you'd hide inside. Are there any therapists in here? Great. And so I'm in this tiny hallway, and I hear this raucous noise, and I'm like, that's the fucking party. How can I get in? And I walk down. I feel like I ought to crawl, or like I'm a small creature, and I'm vulnerable, and I'm very, very broke. And I get to a doorway, and the party's in there, and there's a threshold, and I'm shaking, and I'm suddenly really vulnerable. Like, how can I get in there? Do I have to be invited? Will they let me in? Do I have permission? Who am I to try to get into this room? And a head pops up, and it is the regal, beautiful head of Edwidge Dandaka, and she says, yes, clap, did that. A clap. And she says, what are you doing in the hall? Come in here. And I step through the threshold. And there around me, better than, like, don't even go to Milan for the Last Supper. It's this room, I'm telling you, right? It's Toni Morrison with Angela Davis, with Maya Angelou, with and you're clapping now, Nikki Giovanni, Sonia Sanchez, Rita Dove applying bright electric blue eyeshadow because she is fabulous, graceful, and very Black, okay? And there is food, and I'm hungry because I'm broke. I've had snacks for 10 hours. And so I'm in the room, and I'm smiling, and I want to cry, and I want to burst into tears because I've been seen as a writer, as a Black woman, as someone who's coming to stand in the village. This means everything to me. I spend this wonderful time there. I make my way back to New York, where I've been scrounging around. And before I do that, around 2 or 3 a.m., I call my very best friend, a poet named Camila Aisha Moon. And I've had a lot of bourbon, and the stars taste like bourbon, and I'm out in the parking lot, and we've been dancing, and it's great. And I say, one day I'm gonna write a novel. One day you and I, we're gonna be in a room, and there's gonna be somebody out in the hallway, and we're gonna tell him, get the hell in here, and be at the table with us. And that's gonna be us, and we're gonna have cool, queer eyeglasses and wild hair. And we're gonna be fucking amazing, and people will bring us vodka or anything we want. It'll be great. My friend answers at 2 or 3 a.m., and I adore her, and she is everything to me. And she's always there to pick up the phone, and she says, yes, we're gonna write our novels and our poems, and that's gonna be us. And one day, when we're 50, like really old, that's gonna be us. And now I'm gonna share a different quote with you, and I've made a drop because I'm looking at this thing, and I've got like a minute to tell you that there's another quote from Shakespeare's Cymbeline that is this: fortune brings in some boats that are not steered. And I love this, and I love this, and this is the thing that brought me into what I might say to you. On September 5th, my friend would have turned 50 years old. On September 24th of 2021, she died very, very unexpectedly. And I fell under my boat, and I drowned. And I'm still at this moment trying to pull myself up. I have the novel, and anyone who reads Promise will get to meet my friend, but she will never hold my book. And she will never be there at age 80 drinking bourbon on the porch like we promised each other. But what I can say is that I have been most fortunate to be loved and to be loved in this capacity. And that fortune is not transactional, not where I live, not where you are, but it's a thing in friendship that we can give and grow over and over and over to each other. We can steer each other's boats. We can have houseboat parties. We can taste the waves of our future and how we might celebrate each other with such sincerity and such joy and in such grief. And so, as I'm here today with you, I'm feeling a little bit shy and sad and also really, really fucking happy. I'm in love, my book is here, and my friend's alive. Thank you.